Good morning and welcome back to Healing in Old Age, where science meets simplicity to help you live longer, stronger, and wiser. Let me ask you something. What did you have for breakfast today? A bowl of cereal? A piece of toast? Maybe some fruit juice? If you're over 60, your answer could be more important than you think. See, breakfast is often automatic. We grab what's easy, familiar, or marketed as healthy. But after 60, your body isn't the same. Your insulin response slows down. Your brain becomes more sensitive to sugar swings. And your immune system reacts more strongly to inflammation. That means what you eat before 9 a.m. doesn't just affect your energy, it could set the tone for your mood, memory, hormones, and even your risk of type 2 diabetes or cognitive decline later on. And here's the catch: in Western countries, breakfast has quietly turned into what Japan's oldest practicing physician, Dr. Shigeyuki Hinohara, calls a sugar trap in disguise. He's over 100 years old and still practicing medicine. And his message is simple but powerful. The first meal isn't just fuel. It's direction. It tells the body where the day is going. So in today's episode, we're breaking down the 4 most common breakfast mistakes that quietly harm people over 60, and the 4 smarter alternatives that truly nourish the aging body. Because a better day doesn't start with more caffeine or supplements. It starts with one better bite. Let's get into it. Alright, let's dive into the first breakfast food that might be doing more harm than good, especially if you're over 60. Breakfast cereal. Yep, the kind that comes in bright boxes with bold health claims like whole grain, heart healthy, or fortified with vitamins. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the truth: most breakfast cereals, even the ones marketed as healthy, are highly processed. They're stripped of natural fiber and loaded with added sugars or artificial sweeteners. That fiber you think you're getting? Often, it's just a sprinkle, kind of like tossing oats on top of a donut and calling it healthy. And the effect on your body? Not so harmless. After age 60, your body becomes more sensitive to blood sugar spikes and insulin dips. A 2022 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults over 60 who regularly ate processed breakfast cereals had a 38% higher risk of insulin resistance and early markers of metabolic syndrome. What does that mean in real life? Think fatigue, brain fog, joint stiffness, or even dizziness by mid-morning. That innocent bowl of cereal is digested quickly, sends a rush of glucose into your bloodstream, and then drops just as fast, leaving your energy and mood in the dust. So if you've been starting your day with cereal thinking it's the safe choice, it might be time to rethink that habit. Because a good day doesn't begin with a sugar rush. It begins with stability. Let's move on to breakfast mistake number 2, and this one might hit close to home for a lot of people. Toast with jam. It's quick. It's familiar. It feels light and comforting. But for anyone over 60, this combo can quietly work against your health more than you think. Why? Because it's essentially a double hit of fast-acting carbs. The bread, especially white bread or most store-bought wheat breads, is made from refined flour, meaning it breaks down into sugar fast. Then the jam adds a concentrated dose of fructose, often mixed with corn syrup and preservatives. What happens next? A rapid spike in insulin followed by a sharp drop. And when you're older, your body doesn't handle that roller coaster as well. The result? Mid-morning fatigue, mental fog, mood swings, or even balance issues. A 2019 study from Osaka University found that older adults who regularly ate high glycemic breakfasts, like white toast with jam, had a 29% higher risk of post-meal fatigue and poor blood sugar control, even if they weren't diabetic. What's tricky is, toast and jam doesn't feel like a bad meal. It's not fried, not greasy, not huge, but that's the danger. It seems harmless, but trains your body into a pattern of inflammation and insulin resistance day after day. So next time you reach for that toast, ask yourself, am I feeding energy, or just feeding habit? Because your body deserves more than a sugar spike to start the day. It deserves something that sustains you. Alright, let's talk about the third sneaky breakfast food to avoid: flavored yogurt cups. You've seen them. Labels like low fat, fruit on the bottom, or light and fit. They sound healthy, right? But here's the truth. most of them are just dessert in disguise. Let's break it down. These yogurts often have more sugar than a candy bar, sometimes up to 18 grams in a tiny serving. And because they're made low-fat, manufacturers take out the fat and add sugar or syrups to make up for the taste. Now, why is this a problem, especially after age 60? First, fat and fiber are what help us feel full and slow down the release of sugar into the bloodstream. When those are missing, you get a fast glucose spike and an even faster crash. That crash doesn't just leave you hungry again in an hour. It can lead to irritability, brain fog, and inflammation, a dangerous combo for aging bodies with more sensitive insulin response. And remember, after 60, your digestive system becomes less tolerant to additives and sugars. Instead of supporting your gut, those sweetened yogurts may be aggravating it. So what's the fix? Swap that sugary cup for plain, full-fat Greek yogurt. Add your own fiber, like chia seeds or ground flax, and some fresh berries for natural sweetness. Now you've got a breakfast that keeps you full, supports your gut, and actually helps regulate blood sugar. Because it's not about giving up yogurt. It's about giving up the illusion of health and choosing real nourishment instead. Alright, breakfast mistake number 4, and this one might surprise you, is fruit juice. Yes, even the kind that says 100% juice on the label. Here's the problem: fruit juice, no matter how natural it sounds, is missing one critical component, fiber. And without fiber, that natural fruit sugar, called fructose, hits your bloodstream fast and hard. Let's compare. When you eat a whole orange, your body gets the juice along with pulp, fiber, and time to chew. That slows digestion and gives your system time to respond. But when you drink orange juice, you're basically flooding your body with the sugar of 2 to 3 oranges, all at once, without the fiber to buffer it. And after age 60, that quick sugar spike becomes even more dangerous. Your insulin response is slower, your cells are more sensitive, and sudden blood sugar surges can lead to fatigue, dizziness, mood swings, and even inflammation. Think of juice as a sugar injection with a vitamin halo. It sounds healthy. It's marketed as healthy, but metabolically, it's more like soda than it is like fruit. So what's the smarter move? Eat the fruit. Don't drink it. An orange with breakfast? Great. A handful of berries in your oats? Even better. But skip the juice. Because the goal isn't just energy, it's sustainable energy. The kind that lasts through the morning without a crash. Sometimes, the healthiest choice is the one that asks you to slow down and chew. Let's kick off this next section with a breakfast food that's humble, hearty, and surprisingly powerful: steel-cut oats. Now, we're not talking about the instant oatmeal packets loaded with sugar and mystery flavorings. We're talking about the real deal, slow-cooked, minimally processed oats that digest at just the right pace. Why does that matter? Because steel-cut oats have a low glycemic index, which means they release glucose into your bloodstream gradually. Not all at once. And that's critical after age 60, as your body becomes more sensitive to blood sugar fluctuations. A breakfast that keeps things steady can protect your energy, your focus, and even your mood. But it gets even better when you know how to build your bowl. Try cooking oats slowly with a splash of water or almond milk. And then top them with flax seeds for omega-3s, a dash of cinnamon to help reduce blood sugar spikes, and a few crushed walnuts for healthy fats and protein. Finish with a spoonful of plain Greek yogurt for gut-friendly probiotics and creaminess. This isn't just a breakfast, it's a metabolic anchor. It fuels your body with long-lasting energy, supports digestion, and helps you avoid that mid-morning crash that so many people accept as normal. So if your mornings feel like a roller coaster of hunger and fatigue, maybe it's time to slow down and let your breakfast do the same. Now, let's take a detour from the usual Western breakfast and explore a timeless morning ritual from Japan: miso soup with tofu and vegetables. Now I know what you're thinking: soup? For breakfast? But hear me out. This isn't just a cultural tradition. It's a science-backed approach to a calmer, more balanced start to your day. Miso, a fermented soybean paste, is rich in natural probiotics that help nourish your gut. And when your gut feels good, your brain, your energy, and even your immune system get the memo. Add in tofu, a gentle source of plant-based protein, and trace minerals from seaweed or mushrooms. And you've got a breakfast that works with your body, not against it. Here's the key difference. In Japan, breakfast isn't sweet and sugary. It's warm, lightly salty, and deeply grounding. That combination helps stabilize your nervous system, reduce morning inflammation, and promote more even energy throughout the day. In fact, studies have shown that starting your morning with savory, umami-rich foods like miso soup can help reduce stress hormones and improve blood sugar control, especially important after age 60 when your metabolism becomes more sensitive. Personally, I've swapped my usual toast and coffee for a small bowl of miso soup on colder mornings. And the effect? It's like giving your body a gentle yes instead of a jolt. So if you're tired of the sugar roller coaster and want to try something that brings calm, clarity, and comfort to your mornings, maybe it's time to warm up with a little miso magic. Let's talk about one of the most underrated superfoods that's probably already in your fridge: eggs. But not just any eggs, we're talking about simply prepared eggs, boiled, poached, or lightly scrambled in olive oil or grass-fed butter. Why eggs? Because after 60, your nutritional needs shift, and eggs meet that shift beautifully. They're rich in choline, which supports brain health and memory, and lutein, an antioxidant that protects your eyes. These are crucial allies for healthy aging. But here's where it gets even better: when paired with the right foods, like leafy greens, a slice of avocado, or a piece of sprouted grain toast, eggs help stabilize your blood sugar and keep your energy steady through the morning. Now, a quick word of caution. What you don't pair with your eggs is just as important. Skip the bacon, the white toast, and the ketchup loaded with sugar. Those choices can sabotage the benefits by triggering inflammation and blood sugar spikes, the exact thing we're trying to avoid. I've seen this firsthand. Just switching from a sweet breakfast to a plate with eggs, greens, and healthy fat made a dramatic difference in how I felt: less sluggish, fewer cravings, and way more focus. So next time you reach for breakfast, think simplicity, think support, think eggs done right. Because sometimes the smartest choices are also the simplest. If you're looking for a breakfast that checks every box: nutritious, satisfying, and powerful for blood sugar balance, plain Greek yogurt might just be your new morning hero. Now, I'm not talking about the fruit-flavored kind with syrupy swirls and artificial vanilla. I mean the real deal: plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. It's naturally high in protein, which helps you stay full longer, and packed with probiotics that support your gut and immune health. Plus, it's an excellent source of calcium, something we all need more of as we age, especially for bone strength. But here's the secret: what you pair with it matters. Add a tablespoon of chia seeds or ground flaxseed for fiber and omega-3s. Then toss in a few fresh berries, not bananas, not dried fruit. Berries are low in sugar but high in antioxidants, making them perfect for keeping your blood sugar stable. And the science backs this up. A 2020 study published in Nutrients followed over 1,200 older adults and found that those who regularly ate fermented dairy like Greek yogurt had better insulin sensitivity and lower inflammation markers compared to those who didn't. This is a breakfast that doesn't just fill your stomach, it supports your metabolism, your mood, and your mind. So next time you're tempted by sweetened yogurt or breakfast bars, try building a bowl like this instead. Real food, real benefits, and a real difference you'll feel, starting with your very next bite. So here's the bottom line: after 60, breakfast is no longer a throwaway meal. It's your body's first message of the day, and that message matters more than you think. Because every bite you take can do one of two things. It can either stabilize your hormones, regulate your blood sugar, and sharpen your memory, or it can quietly push your body into a loop of inflammation, fatigue, and brain fog that drags through the rest of your day. And often, it's the choices we think are healthy, like cereal, toast with jam, fruit juice, or sweetened yogurt, that are doing the most harm. But the good news? The fix is simple. It doesn't require pills, powders, or perfection. Just a shift in what's on your plate. Choose slow-cooked steel-cut oats, not the instant kind. Pick eggs with greens and healthy fats over white toast and bacon. Enjoy a warm bowl of miso soup instead of reaching for sugar-loaded granola. And swap flavored yogurt for plain Greek yogurt with real toppings like flaxseed and berries. Think of breakfast not as a rush, but as a rhythm. As Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who practiced medicine past the age of 100, wisely said, start your morning like you would train a guide dog, calmly, steadily, and with care. Because when you begin with the right fuel, your body listens, and a better morning leads to a better day. One bite at a time. Before you go, I've got a special health gift I'd love to share with you. On this channel, I share simple, effective health tips, all based on real scientific research and practical, everyday experience. And if you'd like to receive a free gift, it's super easy. Hit the subscribe button, comment below, claim my gift. I'll send it straight to you. Don't miss out, because your journey to better health starts with small choices just like this one.